Hey everyone, Tia Torres here with another episode of Prison 101 on my Convicts Anonymous platform. So today I took it outside, get away from the phones, the TV, the whining and barking dogs. It's just me and my cat who's laying here at my feet. Anyway, so today I want to talk about the possibilities of actually falling in love with your prison babe. You know, um, You've been talking on the phone, you've been writing a lot of letters, and maybe even doing some video chats. See, back in my day, they didn't have video chats. And for those that don't know what video chats are, it's kind of like prison Zoom. It's exactly what it's like. So again, back in my day, you know, and to be fair, or not to be fair, but to have further explanation, out of my four convict ex-husbands, only one was built on a pen pal relationship. So it's not, the other ones where I knew on the street, or, I knew about them in prison and didn't get to know them until they got out. But only Tony was the one that I met and really built up a relationship through the typical pen pal, writing letters, talking on the phone. But again, back then they didn't have any video stuff. They didn't even have like all these cheaper like ways to make phone calls. It was just the good old fashioned way. So it was a lot of letter writing. But we still managed to build up a spark through letters and through phone calls. And for me, what did it was well, the first time was his eyes. I know it sounds so corny, but it was his eyes on that infamous FBI Most Wanted poster. And then it was his voice when I heard him on the phone.
Well. It's been a long time. Hey, I just want you to know I love you. Really proud of you.
But in your case, who knows? Whatever it is, you're falling in love. At least it feels like it. So you want to take the next move. Um, do you go and visit him or her? I mean, we'll just say him. In my case, it was him. Um, is there any harm to doing it? I don't think so. I mean, let's think about it for a second. And I think I've mentioned this in other episodes. Um, you meet somebody on Match.com, Tinder, all those, online apps, and you agree to meet up somewhere, restaurant, coffee shop, bar. Like, you're vulnerable. I mean, in my opinion, I don't mean to scare anybody, but you really are. When you're meeting somebody in a prison, it's pretty safe. I mean, if you think about it, you got cops around you. You got it's a secure environment. It's not like he can follow you out to the parking lot and mug you. So I don't know. I think it's one of the safest ways of dating, if you really want my opinion. And even if you don't, I'm going to tell you anyways. So for me, at the time I met Tony, I was living in California and he was in a prison in Florida. So for me to actually go meet him in person, that was, you know, getting on an airplane. Now, in my case, it actually became exciting. It was an exciting adventure for me because I was always good or reliable Tia. I did the same thing every day. I took care of my kids. I was in a 12-year relationship with somebody and I had just gotten out of it. Um, I ran my business. I just did the same thing every day. I lived on a ranch in the middle of nowhere. I was always like in dirty jeans, dirty work boots. So I didn't go out or do anything. So when I first decided, you know what, I'm going to do this. And of course, everybody thought I was crazy. But I'm like, what harm could come of it? I'm going to go see him. At the time, he was still in the county jail fighting his case. So there was not even a contact visit. It was through the infamous glass window on the phone. What's going to happen? Now, I got lucky in my situation because right away, Tony introduced me to the only family member that he had at the time was his stepfather. And had no qualms in introducing me to him through the phone. He said, "Here's his number. You call him up, you introduce yourself. Um, he's agreed to let you stay at his condo." And his stepfather was, oh gosh, at the time, maybe late 60s, early 70s. So he was an older gentleman, very sweet on the phone. I mean, yeah, he could have been a creep, but he just, I don't know. I guess I took a chance. Um, so I was quite pleasantly surprised. His stepfather came to pick me up at the airport and took me to his gorgeous sixth floor condo overlooking the beach in Fort Lauderdale. Like it was gorgeous. Um, I was totally blown away. Um, he he was Italian, so like he liked to cook. His condo was beautiful, and he made me breakfast in bed the next morning. I was like, this is too good to be true. So I felt like the relationship between me and Tony could become legit because here I am getting treated like a queen and I'm meeting, a relative. So I'm not saying everyone's going to have that same experience, but in building up the relationship, it can't hurt, right? To go visit them. For me, it was fun because I got to like dress up, which I never got to do back at home because I was like a redneck. I was a cowgirl. I lived on a ranch. So this was different for me. I went and bought new clothes and like heels and like, just got my nails did. Um, I never wore makeup until then, so I only wore makeup, when I went to go visit Tony. So it was kind of like playing dress up for me. Um, so again, for those of you that want to try it, in a way, it's kind of like an escape away from your life. In my case, my life was just the same thing over and over and over. So it was fun. And I think that's the way you have to look at it. There's nothing wrong with trying to build up a relationship with somebody in prison. As long as you don't dive in headfirst, you know, with your eyes covered, you know, um, just make sure to like always be aware that, there might be something else that I'm not catching. But if you just take things for their face value, and for me, it was taking my time going to see Tony. I think I was seeing him like once a month in Florida. It was like a vacation, because I came from out of state. They gave me what they call special visits. So I would get like an extra day. I would get like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So, again, no harm, no foul. You know, uh, I don't see issue in somebody going to visit somebody in prison and kind of dating somebody that way, and getting to know them better. Um, there are little signs that I would say to look out for. You know, if you ever go, especially for those of you that are coming from like far away. Okay. So when you're coming from far away, you're normally arranging this, right? You're letting them know you're coming. And because, like I said, a lot of times they'll let you have an extra day. And if you ever show up and they tell you that your loved one already had their visit for the day, ooh, now it never happened to me, but I saw it happen. And at the particular prison that Tony was at, for the sake of not causing drama, if there was an inmate in there with his girlfriend and his wife showed up, they didn't allow her to go in. They were like, but they would tell her, hey, he's having a visit already. And of course, the wife's like, wait, who the hell is he visiting right now? So something to really be aware of. Or if your person that's locked up and on visiting day and they say, oh no, you know what, you don't need to come, it's okay. um, whatever excuse they give you, that's a red flag. Okay. Every inmate wants a visit. I don't care who they are, but if they tell you, if they come up with different excuses of why they don't want you to come, oh, um, I would see it as a problem. Now, a lot of the prisons, again, some prisons have different rules. They will allow other visitors to come in. So let's say um, your person has like their mom there, and then you show up. They might go ahead and say, "Come on in," and then you sit down with the whole family. But again, a lot of prisons do not. It's like one visit per day. Now, I would think that your loved one would tell you if his or her mother was there with other family members, so that you wouldn't come all that way for nothing. But again, these are just like little things to look out for. I see a lot of things in some of these prison groups on like Facebook, and some of the girls are in there asking questions, you know, um, along these lines. Like, excuse my cat's tail. Swits. I'm trying to do something here. um, you know, Saying things like, "Hey, I went to go visit my man," and when he called me, and I said I was on my way to visit him. I was going to surprise him. And he said, "Oh, we're in lockdown. We're not having visits." I don't know. I don't know. I would verify that somehow, but I don't know that I believe all that. Ooh, you got a hairball, buddy? Gotta leave it to a cat to ruin the video, right? It's always the cat. Oh my God, calm down, bud. Calm down. You're okay. So, again, going back to my original premise of this video, it it is okay. It is okay if you think you're falling in love. It is okay to go and visit and build up that relationship. Do you want to tell people at work that you're doing it? I don't know. Maybe not. They may not see it the same way you do, but it worked for me. I ended up getting married to Tony. After I don't know, how long did I visit him for? Not that long. Like maybe under a year. And we ended up getting married. We were married for like 5 years, got divorced, and didn't talk for like 13, 14 years. And then here we are again, talking again. So you never know what can happen. All right. So the love advice of Tia Torres: forget Tinder, forget Match.com, forget Farmers Only, find somebody in prison. It's a lot safer. Hey, Switz, come say hi to everybody. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to be one of these people that shows my cat. He's fat. I know he's fat. Don't let him see your fat side. Put you low with your green eyes. All right, everybody. Until we meet again.